Guys, welcome back to another Dragonheir video. In this video, I want to talk about kind of a champion tier list. I did create a champion tier list, it's season 2 already, so we gotta do something different. So, I made a champion tier list for exclusive champions in this game only. Alright, there are in total of 15 exclusive legendary in the game. What does exclusive means? It means you cannot summon them from any of the banner in the game. So occasionally, not occasionally, like every week, there is this type of summoning event where you can pick a champion you want, put it here, and if you spend enough money, you'll get that champion. So for exclusive legendary in the game, it will not appear in the banner. The only way to summon that exclusive champion is from this Halloween summon. That's it. Alright, so there are 15 total in the game, and 9 of them have their own exclusive artifact, which is here. I do have tested most of these. Alright, I played on different accounts before, so I pretty much played all of these characters. I have a decent knowledge of if they're good or not. So I'm gonna show you guys an image I made where I will display their strength and weakness. Right, and then I'll kind of walk you guys through to see which exclusive I think is the best exclusive legendary in the game. So first one, everybody's favorite Flora. There's nothing really to say about this champion. I divide this tier list into Dungeon, Vortex, and PvP. That's basically the 3 areas of the game, right? Dungeon, Vortex, PvP. So Dungeon, you're looking for both AoE and single target, but I mean, if you have enough single target, you can pretty much ignore the AoE part. So Flora, SS tier for Dungeon, SS tier for Vortex. For PvP, she is completely useless, and that's it, right? You got this champion, you pretty much beat all the PvE area of the game. So a Chadis, that is the new burning exclusive legendary, tier 1 exclusive legendary. This is a new mechanic for burn, and this is an AoE champion. So this is an AoE champion. I think it's pretty solid. At the beginning of the season, I was using this champion form with the Goblin Slayer, so I do think it's definitely SS tier for Dungeon, right? And as for Vortex, you're not really looking for AoE. And as for PvP, the thing is, you will need a champion to set up the burn debuff, and he will then detonate the burn, right? If you use him by himself, like entirely rely on himself, he's not gonna be that great. So not a good choice if you only have one burn character for PvP. Alright, now we're gonna talk about, hey, let's just finish the tier 1 exclusive first, right? Now let's move on to Frost. We have Havita. This is the amazing character, definitely, right? But this character, I feel like is for Arena, is solely for Arena. Sure, he is good in Dungeon, in Goblin Slayer, crazy PvP, but her single target is really bad. She probably has the lowest single target damage across all the Frost legendary characters here, right? I was using her at Otherworld Exploration for single target boss. It was really a pain because she doesn't do single target damage. So SS tier for PvP. For the rest, it doesn't really matter. So we have that. Next we have Beldo. So Beldo, this is basically a Frost version of Flora. Super OP character. He can do insane amount of damage in those Dungeon and Vortex. Definitely not a PvP character. Again, the only downside is this like Ice Blast is a brand new mechanic, and for this champion to work in Vortex, you need the other 2 Ice Blast legendary here. I don't think Epic is gonna work, right? These 2 legendary here, you need these 2 to support him, and then he can do a lot of damage. But unlike Flora, like all you need to Flora to work is have Erich, a free legendary. Where's Erich? Like, yeah, Erich here, and you need a Tonanen, and that's it. That's all you need to make Flora work. But for Beldo, you need the other 2 Ice Blast legendary, which makes him very difficult to set up, right? So the next one, yeah, that's it. Alright, let's move on to Necrosis. Necrosis, we have Lanas. I think this is a very well-rounded legendary. Like she can actually do quite a bit single target damage in dungeons or vortex. Also, she has AoE for sure, right? But she is not really top tier in either of these. So she can do AoE, she can do single target, but she's not an expert at these. And for PvP, honestly, I just don't see anybody use this champion for PvP. So I would say she is she's not best. She's not the best exclusive in the game. All right, so that's it for the Necrosis. We only have one tier 1 exclusive, and then we move on to Radiance. For Radiance, we have Thelendor. Like Thelendor is probably my favorite exclusive tier 1 exclusive legendary in the game. Just by the look, I like the look and I like the skill. This lunar beam, it's super cool. It can hit every single enemy on the map, and yeah, again, I think this character is kind of similar to Lanas. She can do single target, he can do AoE, he can do a lot of single target or AoE damage, but he is not an expert at both of these. Alright, but I do see many people use this character in arena. He's actually quite good in arena, so I would give Thelendor probably one of the highest overall score for TR exclusive. Right, he is SS plus in dungeons, super good. I think he is S plus in vortex, very decent single target damage, and I think he is definitely S plus in PvP. So many damage in PvP. Alright, so next we gotta move on to Thandor, Lightning, right? Then we have Nunka. I did try Nunka before. I do think this champion is super good at vortex. Alright, she just does crazy amount of damage. Like back in season 1, Dauntless team was really popular, to be honest, right? And she is the best Dauntless champion in the game. As for dungeon, the only downside I feel is she get one shot quite easily. That's the only thing. And it's similar to PvP. She is actually quite good in PvP because she's gonna flash to the enemy with the lowest current HP. And this initial charge time is 0 seconds. That just makes her very good. But again, in higher end of arena, even if she flashed to the enemy, she doesn't bring any debuff. It's pure damage, right? I highly doubt that she will be able to one-shot anybody, right? Because you have a lot of shielders, you have Mithracia in high-end arena, she just won't be able to one-shot anybody. Like, if talking about arena, you need some champion that flash to the enemy, then put a lot of debuffs. Not really damage either. So I give her an S in arena, very solid, but could be better, right? Then we have our brand new Thunderbolt legendary. I think the guy is pretty popular, right? Per count, and I think he is really good in dungeons. Very high amount of AoE damage. As for vortex, I just never seen anybody use a Thunderbolt in vortex. As for PvP, again, I never seen anybody use a Thunderbolt team, but I assume this is a PvP mechanic, right? AoE across the map, so I gave her a S rating in PvP. Alright, so next one we have Lothier. The last exclusive, tier 1 exclusive legendary. And this is a legendary I was wrong about for a long time. I always thought he is bad. Until a couple weeks ago, I saw people using Poison Team in Vortex. It completely changed my mind. I think he is ridiculous in Vortex. And not just Vortex. Like, if you guys play Season 1, at the end of Season 1, there is a Dragon boss that lasts like 5 days. And that is 3 targets. And Poison Team was insane on that boss. Right? So he is really insane on those like Vortex and the end game Dragon boss. So for dungeon, I still don't think he is that good for dungeon, because like if you use him in dungeon, he really get one shot really easily. Like, I'm talking about when you are progressing in dungeon. I'm not saying when you're like very late into the season and you beat a dungeon so easily. I'm not talking about a situation like that. I'm just saying like when you are progressing, using him is not a good choice. I mean, it happens to all the melee character, right? And for Vortex, yeah, probably the most broken Vortex character in the game right now. I think he is probably better than Flora right now for Vortex. And the best part is, The best part is, if you don't have the exclusive artifact, it actually won't affect that much, right? His exclusive artifact, sure, it's good, but it's not gonna be a huge jump. Unlike the Flora or Beldo's exclusive artifact gives you a huge damage boost. Like if you just go with a poison legendary artifact, it will also provide very decent damage. Alright, so for PvP, this is a B character, completely useless, garbage level. I hope I was not wrong, right? Alright, so let's move on to the tier 2 legendaries. Alright, so tier 2 exclusive legendaries, they don't have an exclusive artifact, but again, you cannot summon them from the banner. So the first one is Kairosis. I think Kairosis is a very well-rounded character, defensive character. You can use this character in every area of the game and he will help your team a lot. One of the best shielder in the game that also provides attack penalty debuff. Very solid. Then we move on to Frost Elsibree. Alright, everybody's favorite. I think in Season 1, a lot of people call this champion the most broken character in the entire game. Right, in the entire game. She was better than any tier 1 exclusives. That's how good she is. So her skill is just super broken. You can use her pretty much everywhere in the game. She has healing, she has shield, she has defense up. And her resistance is gonna equal to her accuracy just automatically. That's her passive. So if you build this champion with 400 accuracy, she's gonna have 400 resistance. That is how broken it is, right? And she got very good defensive stats. So yeah, this champion, I think she is better than some tier 1 exclusive legendaries. And she is probably like my top 3 champion in the entire game. Alright, then move on to Necrosis. We have Berengar. For Berengar, this is kind of a niche choice. I don't see people use him that much. And for dungeons, and I think there are much better tank choice for dungeons or Vortex, right? But for PvP, this character is super broken in PvP. At least it happened to me many times where I have 5 champions and the enemy team have 1 champion left, that is Berengar. And I wasn't able to kill that team because I just can't kill Berengar. It was insane. He has this healing reversal, like very unique buff, right? Debuff. So yeah, I would say this champion is a SS plus tier in PvP and mediocre in the rest of the game, right? And then we have Miss Racia. I did a champion review video back in Season 1. I was saying this was also my top 3 pick for best champion in Season 1. I think, yeah, if she's not top 3, she is definitely top 5 going into Season 2, right? She is much useful than some of the tier 1 legendary. She is the only AoE reviver in the game, right? It's just really insane, this skill. Yeah, it also can help you tons. When you progress in dungeons, bring a reviver like this, your team will never die. Just build her tanky enough. And when you are progressing on these Fey Mender or Pillar of Trials, like this champion is super useful. Alright, and I would say her strength is very close to Elsibree. Alright, very close to Elsibree. Alright. Next we have, which one is it? Which one is it? We got, okay, not good. This one's not good. Alright, I'm gonna be a little bit harsh on this guy. Reshnar. I'm gonna ask you guys this. Have you seen anybody use this champion at all? Yeah, this is a very tanky character. But I mean, ally protection to single ally? Are you kidding me? This is an ally protection to a single ally. Like, it needs to be your whole team, alright? It needs to be your whole team. I gave him an A in the dungeon, well, useful, mediocre. Like a B in Vortex and a B in PvP. I just don't think he's that good. And these buff, like, needs to be across your whole team, not just one target. Alright? And this ultimate energy reduction, where do you need it except PvP? Right? And attack penalty. So a very weirdly designed tier 2 exclusive. Alright, the last one is Raytar. I don't have many compliment for this champion as well. I just think this champion lacks something. I know the in-game review is very good because I think people gave this type of high rating because he's a exclusive legendary. Man, I just don't think her skill kit is that good. Alright, damage reduction, well, that's cool for each debuff. And her ultimate skill, this is a very cool skill. Extend the duration of debuff, but cannot extend the duration of damaging debuff. I don't understand why the developers decide to add this part. To me, it just makes no sense. Why add this part? This is a poison faction, right? Of course, if people want to use this champion, they want to pair him with a poison team. They want to extend the poison, but cannot extend the duration of damaging debuff. Man, that is so dumb. I think the design is so dumb. And as a support champion like this, I think they should give him a healing mechanic. Maybe add some sort of healing to the ultimate, because currently he has no healing whatsoever, right? It needs to have at least a tiny bit of healing to the team. Alright, so I don't think he is that good. I would say he's probably a little bit better than Rishnar, but not a lot better. Alright, so yeah, that will do it for my tier list for all the exclusive legendary in the game. If you guys have different ideas, let me know in the comments. We can have a discussion here. Alright, which exclusive character do you guys think is the overall best one? To me, I'm gonna be completely honest, I think the overall best one is Thelendor. Alright, you guys might disagree. I'm just saying the overall best. He's not best at any category, but he is pretty much top 3, right? Top 3 at every area of the game. That just makes him the best, right? So let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in a video soon. Bye.